YouTube. Oh, it's so weird vlogging like this still. I'm so used to sitting down in front of the camera now that this is just feels foreign. But tonight I'm going to the London Palladium to see a show called Eugenius. I'm not really sure how to describe this because I don't think it's a workshop. I think it's more of like a concert premiere production or something like that. But I thought it'd be quite fun to vlog it. The London Palladium is gorgeous, and obviously this is a new show, so might be quite exciting for you guys to hear about it. So hope you enjoy.
Just an average Joe, living a relatively normal existence. He stayed home, sketching all night. He stayed home, and all his dreams were so big, he seemed impossible. Still he would strive on. Yes, he would strive on.
It's currently 20 to 8. The show was meant to start at 7:30. We've been standing in a line on Argyle Street. It's double back down Argyle Street, and now people from the box office are coming out just shouting initials. And that's how we got an H. Yeah, we need an H. Well, that's really hard to say. An H. So yeah, who knows when the show was? H. We're a H. We dreamed for an H. An H. We dreamed, and we got it. And we're going. Yeah, let's go. Thank you. We're here. Well, that was absolute madness there. There's Lauren. No, that's staying in the vlog. We're finally in our seats after like 40 minutes of queuing. At least. Like, it was ridiculous, and obviously you can see in the vlog when our letter was called, it was like joyous. The view isn't too bad. I still don't know what's going to happen. Looks like it's just going to be a concert production, which I suppose is what I should have expected.
A concert workshop, I reckon.
A concert, but it's massive. Like, workshops are normally like little fringe venue. Here you go. This is the London Palladium. I'll let you know what the show's like in the interval and after. Bye.
Everybody they laughed, said he wouldn't succeed. No one ever believed he'd be famous one day. No, he'd have his own space-themed 80s inspired stage show. Yeah. Oh, that's changed.
So we're just in the interval now. We've only got a few minutes left, so I'm not going to talk too much, but we are really enjoying it so far. It's so good! So it's really funny, the music's really good, the cast are amazing. There are loads of faces that I recognise, but I can't remember the names of. Gabriella Williams, she's in Mamma Mia! That girl, the blonde, I was like, I know your face, she's in Mamma Mia, she's cool. It's a great cast. I'm going to talk about this more after the show. But we're really enjoying it, so good times. It's really hot up in the upper circle though, I have to say, like my glasses are fogging up, I'm sweating.
I think I've been
See you after. Just left the Palladium from seeing Eugenius, and on the way out they've given us these, and I'm pretty sure some people watching this won't even know what this is, but it's a genius marketing ploy. I will talk about this more when I'm home. I'm back home now, and I just wanted to quickly and quietly, because everyone else is asleep, talk about Eugenius. I love seeing new musicals. I love seeing like new British musicals. I think that's awesome, and especially when it's still in a sort of workshop state.
though this is unlike any other workshop I've seen before. I thought the cast were incredible, and that really does help when you're seeing a workshop production because you don't have the full show. Obviously there's a lot that you have to imagine, and sometimes you really need a strong cast to help you imagine that. I thought the three sort of main characters of Eugene, Jamie and Ferris, played by Louis Maskell, Amy Lennox and Dan Buckley, were just hilarious. They worked so well together. Dan I've seen in a few shows before, and I've always just thought that he's one of the people that really deserves the chance to shine, and he really gets that moment many times in this show, which is really nice to see. Amy is currently in Kinky Boots and is incredible in that. The humour is quite similar for her character in Eugenius, so that is perfectly casted basically. And Louis Maskell I don't believe I'd seen before in anything, but his voice is really lovely and he acted this role really well. It's funny because I can imagine quite a few people playing this role, but it's always nice to see someone you've not seen on stage before. I've mentioned this in a video before, I can't remember which one now, but it takes a lot for you to forget that it's an actor or an actress on stage and just to believe it's the character, and I think that certainly helps when you don't actually know the performer previously. What also helped me to really enjoy this show was the big names in it. For example, there is Warwick Davis, who we know and love from Harry Potter, David Badella, who was recently in The Heights, and I worked at Milton Keynes Theatre when he did the pantomime there, so I saw him on a daily basis multiple times. We've got Sharon D. Clarke, who I fell in love with when I saw her in Ghost. She is just fantastic. Summer Strallen, who is a Strallen sister. A standout performance for me was from Samuel Holmes as the character of Theo. I believe I saw him in I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change at Above the Arts Theatre, and he was so perfect for this role. Like, hopefully when this musical becomes a reality in the West End, I do believe it deserves that. I hope that he gets that character because he was so funny, so good for it. The show does need work. I feel like I definitely preferred Act 1 to Act 2. I think Act 2 felt a bit long. It was also really hot in the Palladium, and I wouldn't recommend sitting in the upper circle purely based on the legroom because my knee was killing me afterwards. So that perhaps made me enjoy the second act less in a way. The music is incredibly catchy. I know that I'm going to have a few of those songs stuck in my head. I absolutely love that they gave everyone a cassette tape after the show. When was the last time that you saw a cassette tape? A cassette tape. And it does say on there as well, if you are from the future or no longer own a cassette player, go to this site to stream the tracks, and I highly recommend you go listen to some of the music. I think it definitely needs some polishing. It definitely needs a little bit of work. In some of the songs there's some really fast verses, and I don't know if it was a combination of being in the upper circle or the band levels being a bit too loud, or simply that there was too many words in a sentence. It was just quite hard to pick up what was being said at some points, and I know that my criticism, constructive or whatever, probably won't make a difference, but that's just how I felt. I hope that it's marketed correctly, because I think that's what happens with new musicals that kind of fail. I think this show will do well with not a, like, I don't want to say older crowd, but like a crowd that enjoy that sort of 80s Star Warsy, Back to the Future, like geeky, and I say that in a loving way. I think people who like that will like this show because of the references, because of the humour. I'm not saying that only geeks will like this show. I think that's a totally wrong generalisation. I think a lot of people will like this show. I think it would do really well if it's marketed appropriately and targeted at those fans. It's definitely a quirky musical and it's something different, but I think it's something that we need in the West End, and I really enjoyed it. I'm very, very, very glad that I got to see it. Please do go to the show's website, check out some of the music, just see what it's about. It might be completely up your street. Most importantly, support new theatre, support new British theatre. We need to keep this industry alive with new stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do give it a like if you have, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!